$30 million in your hand, what would you do? Right? Like what would you do? And what would your life look like? And what would the ultimate dream be? And then because you're the guinea pig here, Melanie, and didn't even know it, then the question is, why aren't you doing that now? Hello, hustlers, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, small business owners, everybody out there trying to turn an idea into income. I want to welcome you to Serious Business, because it's serious, but it's not all that serious. Welcome to your weekly spot to get everything you need to know about making your business more profitable, but also having a lot more fun while doing it, because if this ain't fun, you shouldn't be doing it. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Serious Business. You're here with Suzanne Evans and Melanie Orr, and today I want to speak to you about Yolanda Vega.
Oh,
do you remember Yolanda Vega?
I do.
Who was Yolanda Vega?
Yolanda Vega. She announced the lottery numbers on the Channel 1, right?
Was it Channel 1 in New York?
New York
New York
City.
1. New York 1. New York 1.
Was it New York 1 that she did it on?
And I did that well, didn't I? Yolanda Vega.
Yeah, you sound like Yolanda.
I love it. I love it.
Loved her.
I remember years.
I bet she's still doing it. I feel like I need to Google her.
She had a makeover on Oprah. Years ago. I'm telling you, you Google that shit. She had a makeover on Oprah. I was watching Oprah and they were like, the most requested TV personality to receive a makeover was Yolanda Vega in New York.
Really?
And she went back to her old style after the makeover.
It's hard.
Because Yolanda had a style.
Yeah. It's like I go and get my hair cut and I tell the stylist, don't style my hair. Just let me walk out of here with a wet head, because it's only depressing to me to see what my hair could be if I had any amount of patience and talent for doing my hair. So.
Okay. Well, I'm not talking about Yolanda Vega because she had a makeover. I'm talking about her because she did read the lottery numbers, and I want to talk about winning the lottery. Right? I want to talk about winning the lottery. So I think I have these facts right. I'm sure someone will write in and tell us if I don't. But if you win $100 million lottery and you take the cash payout, I want to say the cash payout is like 60% of what you win, right? Okay. So you're going to get 60-ish million. These numbers are not perfect, guys.
You're better at this than I am.
So you're going to get like 60 million. Then you have to pay taxes. Mm-hmm. So you're going to walk away with like 30 million. Okay. So you've got 30 million. What are you going to do?
I'm going back to school.
Oh, say more. Just all the schools. I'm just going to schools.
I loved being a student and doing research papers and all of that and learning. I really like it. I would totally get, like, the rest of my life, I would just be enrolled in some sort of higher education.
No, go deeper,
program.
deeper. Like, what's the first? You've got the $30 million. You know you're going to go back to school. So now what?
I'll probably start with like a degree in, I would probably do a religious studies thing of some sort. Then I would probably get a literature degree, an art degree. I think I would definitely go to law school, but only if I was 100% certain I could pay it off and would never have to go work at a law firm.
Please stop. You've got $30 million. You've got to play the game right.
Yeah.
This is a great example, guys. Melanie is a logistical person, and she cannot play a game like this. So I'm going to keep reminding you, you have the 30 million. So stop saying things like that. So keep going.
I've gone to school. I don't know what more you want me to tell you.
Okay. And what else? So now you're just in school.
I'm definitely going to buy a flat in London.
Okay.
And then
It's going to be hard with your school schedule.
But I'll go there. I'll also be going to Oxford University. So I'll be studying in London at some point.
She thinks she's going to get into Oxford. She's going to have to make a $29 million donation.
Yeah. And pay my way in. I have $30 fucking million. Yeah.
Okay. So you have a flat in London. You're going back to school.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean,
And what's your son doing since he's in school?
Going with me. He's in school too. We're
in
learning
school
together.
Where?
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, that's as far as I've gotten in the 1 minute that you've posed this question to me. Okay. No, but I'm certain. I've always thought about this. If I won the lottery, I'm like, I definitely would spend my life going back to school and collecting degrees.
Okay, cool. So I have 30 million. So I'm first going to pay off all of my primary homes. So
Okay, I mean, that is so boring. I went to
I'm
like
not done.
That's like,
I'm not done.
I would definitely buy a lifetime supply of toilet paper and make sure that I always have
I
my
have
favorite.
a strategy.
Go for it.
And I can have a strategy.
Pay off your primary home.
So, I'll whatever real estate I own or whatever, pay everything off. And then I would buy a lot more homes because, I am a real estate junkie.
Yeah,
so I would.
I
No,
would buy
you
homes.
can't jump into my dream.
Well, our dreams are connected,
No,
Suzanne.
no, my dreams are not your
Oh,
dreams.
so are you winning the $30 million and leaving me?
I don't know. If you give it all to Oxford, I am. Anyway, so definitely more real estate at places that I love, like all over the world. Definitely doing that. Then I would absolutely start a not-for-profit, and I would want to spend most of my time and energy on that not-for-profit. It would absolutely be in education and probably in education of the American school system and
educating people like me.
Yeah, I guess I'm paying for you to go to school, and I'm doing that. And I always think about this business, and I'm like, there's elements of it that I just cannot. I wouldn't. Like I love to do. So I would keep them going. There's probably some elements I would get rid of because we all in our business, I think, it's an 80-20 rule. 80% like you are dying and you love it. And 20% kind of feeds, some of the other 80%. So I would do that. But I think most of my time would be spent on the not-for-profit and what that looks like. I would definitely not go back to school. In any shape or form. I would teach school. You know that. I would be teaching 8th grade again in a second. I love teaching school. But okay, so we both shared ours just randomly, and she didn't even know I was going to ask her that question. And so then my question to you is like $30 million in your hand, what would you do? Right? Like what would you do? And what would your life look like? And what would the ultimate dream be? And then because you're the guinea pig here, Melanie, and didn't even know it, then the question is, why aren't you doing that now? You actually didn't even list a lot of things that cost a ton of money. Cost time.
Time. That's my thing.
But then that's my question.
The reason I don't do it is time, and degrees cost money. I mean, who wants to be saddled with the debt of law school?
Okay,
it's not cheap.
But you also know that you could do a lot of that without. I mean, a lot of the education you listed is cheaper than one of my coaching programs.
Well, but I'm talking about becoming like a lifetime student and not having
I know,
a job.
But I'm
so
asking a real question.
Yeah.
I'm asking a true question because I think this is what we do. I think everybody in the world plays the lottery game, right? What would I do if... And maybe you don't do 100% of what you say you would do, but if you're not doing 20% of it now, are you really living something you want to live? And you're just the person here. I'm not trying to put you on the spot here, but I'm asking myself this too. And I'm asking our listeners.
About it. Let's peel back the psychological layers on this podcast.
Melanie.
Yeah.
No, but really think about it, right? Like, what are you doing if you're not doing some of that? Like truly, what are you doing if you're not doing some of that? And you don't have to answer it right now. That's not the point. But we all have to. But we all have to ask ourselves that, right? Like, what pieces of the ultimate dream are we bullshitting ourselves on? So I had an employee who I love and adore, and years ago he said, I just want to, Suzanne, I don't know if I want to do this work anymore because I want to go and do creative projects. And I said, okay, cool. I get it. I totally get that. I'm like, so how much time are you spending every week right now doing those creative projects? And he said, well, I can't. I don't have time because I'm in this job. And I said, so let me be very clear. This is scientifically proven. You will find, if you get rid of the job, you will find a way to spend 40 hours a week not doing the creative projects if you won't find an hour to do it now. And that's what I want to ask everybody, right? What are you waiting for, right? What lottery it's so true. It is scientifically proven. You can make that face if you want. It is scientifically proven that people who say that they will start something when they leave a job or when they change a job, if they do not start it before then, are over 85% more likely to never do anything.
No. I believe that. I'm just thinking about going back to school.
You don't want to go back to school.
No,
you want to change it?
No, I don't at all. I just don't think that mine is as applicable to this. I don't have
you're totally crazy. When is the last time you've taken a single class of anything? Like a 2-hour class somewhere that was on a topic that you were passionate about?
Well, I mean, we took some parenting classes and stuff like that. It was probably the most recent
maybe
things.
that's my point, right? So it is completely applicable. The person who says, I want to be a full-time writer, if they don't find an hour a week to write, they will never write a novel. A person who says, I'd be a full-time student, I would love to study, doesn't find a class a month to take, will never go off and become a full-time person who studies. We're all waiting on something to change. She is so angry right now, guys. I wish this was being videoed. She didn't know this was the topic. I'm totally annoying her, and I'm right, which is why she's annoyed. You felt like you had something to say.
No, I have nothing else.
No, I'm kidding.
No, I have nothing.
I thought you were going to say something.
Nope, I'm not doing another podcast with you.
But you get my point.
Yeah, yes, I get your point.
Yeah.
I get your point.
Yeah,
It's
I'm not trying
to me, people, but it's absolutely get her point.
Right, but you get it. I'm using you as an example because it's a great example.
No, but I think
look at me as an example. I'll use myself as an example. It's like I would love to do something in real estate, and I've been saying it for years, and I don't do it. I'll earmark my money and spend it in something else.
No. But here's the thing. But you spend hours looking at real estate and getting deeply involved in it. So it's not like you don't.
Well, I don't pull the trigger. I mean, that's like
but you may not have the financial means
reading
to
a book
do
about sex.
Some of it,
but never getting involved.
But I think part of your point is this: is there are a lot of people who want to start a business.
No, I'm not talking about a business. I'm actually talking about a life.
Well,
I'm not talking anything to do with business. Most entrepreneurs wait to start their life because they need something to change in the business or they need to make more money in the business. And if you wait to build a life until you have all the money, the business is up and running perfectly, you'll never get a life. You may get a business, but you won't have a business and a life. And I can use myself as an example. I mean, there's things that I keep going, oh, if this changed or if I had more time, and it's not a way to live. And nothing that I listed and nothing that you listed, and I would bet, that doesn't mean all of it. It doesn't mean 100%, but I bet all of our listeners, everything they listed, it's like you could start some of that. You absolutely could do some of that, but we don't because we'd rather have a barrier than a strategy.
Okay, fair enough.
Right? We'd rather have a barrier than a strategy. So I want you to play the lottery game with yourself, but I want you to put a twist on it. That is, what out of that list, if I won the 30 million, could I do in the next 30 days and stop bullshitting myself that I need to win the lottery to actually live the life that I want to live? And that is the point.
There you go.
And that, my friends, is the end of this podcast because Melanie is going to kill me now.
I'm going to go get a scratch card. That's what I'm going to do.
I love it. All right, we're off to get a scratch card. Have an awesome, awesome day. We're going to see you on the next Serious Business with Suzanne Evans and Melanie Orr. See you next time. Thank you so much for listening to this week's podcast, Serious Business. Please follow us on Instagram at The Driven Inc. and make sure to check us out on Facebook at Driven Inc. as well. Subscribe to this podcast. You don't want to miss a single episode, and tell a friend because good friends share good stuff. See you next week.